Thanks. That were all my Minnesotans cheering. We thought we were getting away from the snow and the cold, but we didn't. In any case, in 1941, the great Jewish community of Europe was being systematically eliminated by Hitler. Yet, not one government helped our people. Nobody helped our people. The day Hitler became Reich Chancellor, my dad came home in Berlin, Germany, and told my mom we were leaving Germany forever. And for 2.5 years, we traveled all over Europe seeking to get a visa to come to the United States. The powerlessness of the Jewish community and of the Jewish people was never more apparent than in those years before World War II. But what a difference 50 years has made. In 1991, Ethiopia was embroiled in a civil war, and once again it looked like yet another small Jewish community was fall victim to war and to bloodshed. But this was not 1941. Now there was Israel prepared to rescue the Ethiopian Jewish community and bring them home. To ensure the rescue's success, I was asked to be, by first President Bush, to lead the diplomatic mission and negotiations in Ethiopia. The world's only superpower was acting. This was not 1941. I dealt with a cruel Ethiopian dictator, Colonel Mengistu, a man responsible for the death of 6 million of his own people, and how that number rang in my mind. We negotiated, indeed we demanded the release of the Jewish community. Operation Solomon was the result, and in May 1991, in just 36 hours, Israel airlifted 14,325 black Jews to Israel. What a difference it was. What a difference 50 years makes. Operation Solomon and Operation Moses in 1985 were the only 2 times in history that blacks in large numbers were taken from the African continent for love and a better life. All other instances were for slavery and exploitation. Both instances where they were taken for love and a better life was the ingathering of the Jewish people to Israel, and all Jews should be proud. What changed? What changed over those 50 years from 1941 to 1991? 3 things: Israel, America, and AIPAC. I've been a member of AIPAC since the 1960s. After my years as a U.S. Senator, I joined the AIPAC National Board, and now new leaders are emerging. Many are here in the room before me. One such new leader is the Reverend Dr. DeeDee Coleman. DeeDee is a member of the AIPAC National Council, a political activist, and a true pro-Israel leader. Just as I was honored to play a role in Operation Solomon, Reverend Coleman was recently a witness to the final airlift of Jews from Ethiopia this past August. Here is her story.
Many of you have gone to the African American Museum of History with us to look at the relationship between the African Americans and the Jewish community. I was taught to honor the people of Israel because they were God's chosen. And God says that he will pull them together and they will be able to come home tribe by tribe. And of course, I had heard and saw on television the Ethiopian Jews, the airlift in '91. And we remember them getting off the plane, kissing the ground. The first thing I said is, where will they put all of these people? And it was like a prayerful moment when I was invited to go to Israel through the AIPAC Foundation. I didn't feel like a stranger at all when I touched the ground. I felt truly as if I was at home. And I went to the absorption center. And that was the very first time that I had seen Black Jews. I was so moved by that. When I came back, I wanted to do something more. On tomorrow, I asked the church for their prayers for traveling grace for me. I am on my way to Ethiopia to witness the transport of the last remnants of the Black Ethiopian Jews to Israel. I love you too. Be careful. When I think about the 400 Ethiopian Jews joining other immigrants from all over the world and then joining the Ethiopian Jews that came before them, I can only imagine what that would feel like. Being an African-American Baptist preacher, I could not do anything else but drop everything to come and be a witness to what Israel is doing on behalf of people everywhere. It is so important that Israel stays intact and we fight for the security of Israel, because without Israel, there would be no homeland. And what I love about what Israel is doing is that it's bringing family home. It's bringing family home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Dr. DeeDee Coleman.
Thank you, thank you. Senator, it's an honor to share a stage with you. On behalf of everyone here today, thank you for your service to our nation and for your efforts on behalf of the Ethiopian Jewish community. Ladies and gentlemen, Rudy Boschwitz. Even today, I am overwhelmed as I remember the flight to Ethiopia, Africa. 450 souls as they traveled to their homeland. Their aliyah had come. You should have been there to see the Ethiopian Jews dance, weep, and shout. And oh, what a shout they made. Am Israel high, Am Israel high, Am Israel high. The people of Israel live. The people of Israel lives. The people of Israel lives. I shall never forget it. Like Senator Boschwitz and all of you, our work with AIPAC has allowed us to not only be a witness to history,
but to be an active participant. Together, we are shaping our world and changing lives. My AIPAC sisters and brothers, I am convinced like never before that God has called me for such a time as this to proclaim to the world that we cannot get weary in well-doing. We must keep our eyes and ears on the White House and our lobbying feet on Capitol Hill to assure that Iran must not make nuclear weapons. I proclaim today that Israel is the only Jewish state. I proclaim that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. I proclaim that the embassy of the United States belongs in Jerusalem. I proclaim that Israel has the right not only to exist, but the right to defend herself when faced with annihilation. My sisters and brothers, I have found purpose in this cause, and I am blessed beyond measure by the people I have met and for the travels that I have made. My journey is your journey. My travels are your travels. And we have many more places to go together. Thank you so very much.